when it comes to the looks, Xiaomi Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G kills it. But how does it compare to the Samsung A24? So before we continue, both these phones are great. The Redmi looks and feels premium when compared to the Samsung A24, though both phones are made out of plastic. Based on these few praises, you might think that the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G is going to kill Samsung A24 in this fight. I'm sorry to disappoint you because of some few bad decisions made by Team Redmi that murdered this rather awesome phone. First things first, software update is very crucial for the longevity of a mobile phone. When manufacturers push out updates for a long time, people will be willing to stick to their devices. Bugs and security updates will make the phone run smooth again. Samsung A24 comes with Android 13 based on One UI 5.1. Currently, Android 13 is the most stable version of Android, with Android 14 still in beta. Samsung A24 will receive 3 years of major software updates and 4 years of security updates. This phone will still be relevant when Android 16 comes out because it is going to support the software. On the other hand, Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G comes with Android 11 outside the box based on Miui 13, which is a very sad thing in the first place. Second, the phone will receive 2 years of major software updates and 3 years of security updates. This means that Android 13 will be the last major software update to be supported on this device. It is so hard to justify why Team Redmi went with the old Android 11 which came out in 2020. I believe as consumers we should demand for excellency from manufacturers and point them out when they become lazy like Team Redmi. Many tech YouTubers believe Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G is not the upgrade one would want, since this is a Redmi Note 10 Pro given a new body. Comparing the Redmi Note 10 Pro to the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G, I believe the Note 10 Pro feels premium since the back is made out of glass compared to the Redmi Note 12 Pro which rocks a plastic back. Samsung rocks a Super AMOLED display which is absolutely good looking. The display is a 90Hz 1080p which is crisp and can get really bright. With 1000 nits, you can comfortably use this phone in direct sunlight without any problem. Though the display colors are vibrant, the Infinity U display looks dated since the camera housing is on the display, and truth be told, it really looks ugly with those chunky bezels that are uneven. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G, on the other hand, has an AMOLED display which is also good looking. The display is a 120Hz 1080p display which is buttery smooth. This display is brighter compared to that of Samsung's. With 1100 nits, you are surely able to enjoy your phone even in direct sunlight. The hole punch selfie camera on the display gives the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G a premium look. I believe on the display segment, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G beats Samsung hands down, and also the bezels are small compared to those found in the Samsung A24. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G uses a Snapdragon 732G, which is an 8nm chip, while the Samsung A24 uses a MediaTek Helio G99, which is a 6nm chip. The Helio G99 is superior compared to the Snapdragon 732G. Though according to the benchmarks, the difference between these two chips is not day and night. The differences are somewhat small, and it will be very hard for an average consumer to tell the difference between the performance of these two phones. Paired with the 120Hz refresh rate, I found out that the Redmi Note 12 Pro feels smooth compared to the Samsung A24, which baffles me. It seems like Samsung has not optimized well One UI 5.1 running on Samsung A24. The base model of the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G comes with a 6GB of RAM, which is absolutely mental for this phone. while Samsung A24 comes with 4GB of RAM, which is somewhat disappointing for the price that this phone is selling at. Both these phones are able to use internal storage as a RAM extension, which is an added benefit to the consumers. Samsung A24 has a triple set of cameras, a 50 megapixels main shooter, a 5 megapixels ultra-wide camera, and a 2 megapixels macro camera, while the Redmi Note 12 Pro comes with a set of 4 camera array, a 108 megapixels monstrous main shooter, an 8 megapixels ultra-wide camera, a 2 megapixels depth camera, and a 2 megapixels macro camera. Megapixel don't matter when taking pictures. There are things like camera optimization and software that play a vital role in ensuring that the phone captures stunning images. Between these two phones, I tend to like Samsung's A24 images. They look complete, rich, and vibrant compared to those of the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G, which appear to lack life. When subjected to enough lighting, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G takes stunning images, but not always. When it comes to selfies, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G has a 16 megapixels shooter, which takes okay selfies, and Samsung A24 has a 13 megapixels shooter, which also takes good selfies. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G is able to record 4K at 30 frames per second footage. The videos are great looking, and most of the time they are usable. Samsung A24 caps video shooting to 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second. Helio G99 can support 4K video shooting, but I have no idea why Samsung did what they did. Both these phones can record selfie videos at 1080p 30 frames per second. When it comes to other things other than software update, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G kills Samsung A24 hands down. Both phones have a 5000 mAh of battery, which is sweet. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G comes with a 67-watt charging brick, which is absolutely mental. The Samsung A24 comes with a USB-C to C cable and can only support up to 25 watts, which is somewhat slower compared to the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G. Both have a side-mounted fingerprint, which is blazing fast and accurate most of the times. They both have an audio jack in 2023. Both can support memory cards for an added storage. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G has an IR blaster, which I really appreciate since I can use it to control appliances in my home, especially when TV batteries die. Both Miui and One UI skins are good and offer extra features that are good. I tend to like Miui, especially when you swipe down from the home screen. The notification icons look modern and refined compared to those found in One UI that have stayed the same since I can remember. Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G looks and feels premium compared to Samsung A24, which, if you ask me, looks ugly because of these large bezels at the bottom. Infinity U display is dated and lack of stereo speakers is such a bummer. Phones priced cheaper than the Samsung A24 have stereo speakers. Redmi Note 12 Pro has a set of stereo speakers which really sound well and balanced. So, which phone should you choose between the Samsung A24 and the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G? Before you choose a device, ask yourself this question. Is software update that important to you? If the answer is yes, then go for the Samsung A24. If not, the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G is your device. If only Redmi Note 12 Pro could offer what Samsung is offering on the software department, then the Redmi Note 12 Pro 4G will be a dream device for everyone. Hey, hope you enjoyed watching this video. Leave a comment on the comment section, and I will see you in the next one.